remember, like he said, like you should have sent like an employee perfectly white. And I was saying, even if Adam would have asked the employees, I wouldn't have done it. Right? Like
you wouldn't have went to the court hearing if he had asked you.
The fuck am I going? But
you're not.
Listen, if I'm Adam, I wouldn't do it.
Right.
Bro, I have a wife, a kid.
What the fuck do I look like?
The fuck am I going?
You're not required.
I agree with that, but I still would have done it, even though, in that same video where China Mac is calling me out, he acknowledges and admits in that same video, and I do not know why he would acknowledge this in the same video, that if I had gone, it would have gone the exact same way, because he's facing very, very serious charges, and one character witness, not to mention a porn star with a bunch of tattoos all over his face, showing up at the courtroom and saying, hey, he's a good guy, he does interviews with me every 2 weeks or whatever, would not really have moved the needle on how all this shit is going to proceed. Now, that being said, I still would have gone. It's just that China Mag is so unbelievably unprofessional that he hits me up at the very last minute when, logically speaking, he probably knew that I wasn't going to be able to clear my entire schedule for the next day to be able to do it. And then as soon as that happens, what does he do? He runs to YouTube to make videos exposing me because he's a fucking thirsty clout chaser. I would actually like to change his name to Thirsty Mac. I think we need to remove the China Mac from the situation because there are a lot of great Chinese people out here, and I don't feel like this bum should be the representative of them.
China Mac. Representative of the Chinese people, supposedly by his name China and the name China Mac. I mean, if we're going to use that type of analogy, you got to treat China Mac like one of those Chinese pandas. Basically, they look big, they look menacing, but they ain't really that much in terms of an intellectual capacity, right? They ain't like the dolphins you might see in an aquarium or a zoo where they're flipping around doing tricks. Being able to balance paws on their snouts, right? What are pandas really for? Because they look kind of cute, they look big, they're exotic, except they're not known for being very smart. So you gotta treat China Mac like a Chinese panda, which means you can't try to talk logic, you gotta be able to talk force. You gotta be able to talk as if you're approaching a Chinese panda. Except this time, China Mac, he don't deliver fortune cookies because everywhere he goes, it's not fortune being delivered. It's a lot of nightmares. It's a lot of heartache. As you heard previously, a lot of scams. You can't trust a China Mac. If he's willing to do crazy stuff with person 1, 2, 3, 4, you might be next as person 5. So don't expect just because it's you and China Mac is going to be a little different.